Fight on, men and women of blue and white, fight on with all your very might. Horseheads high is our battle cry. Fight, horseheads, fight. Keep up the courage to keep goals in sight. Fight, horseheads, fight. For a horizon that is bright. Keep fighting, old, white, and blue. Shall ever walk a path that's straight and true. Raise your head up to the sky for horseheads high. And actually, as long as it's stuck in my head, because this is so ridiculously catchy. Oh, let me set this down. Okay, let's see how I do this right. The first time ever doing this, let me show you it right. Please, anyone watching this, give me notes. Okay, you guys know you are. Everybody do the Raider Rumble. Everybody do the Raider Rumble. Raiders Rumble. That's so catchy. That cheer is so catchy. Oh, you have no idea how much I've been wanting to do that. I heard it several times throughout last year and this year, but it's so catchy. It's so catchy. Man, no wonder why the girls want stacks. Cheering, that is. Good morning, happy Saturday, everyone. With a final score of 60-14. The Horseheads Blue Raiders beat the Binghamton Patriots. There's a lot to unpack here, so let us please, get everything ready. Also, got my roster on hand. I know this is homecoming, but come on, it's the same roster on both teams. Nothing's gonna change. Okay, so, this was actually a really big deal, by the way, because last night was senior night. And funny enough, I remember back in my day, this is well before we had, I was on the old football field. And we didn't have lights on my field. So it was senior day for us. And we played Binghamton on my senior day. And we lost. Yeah, my senior year, I've said before, and I'll bring it up again in December, by comparison, my senior year was my best year, but even that year had a bunch of problems. And we lost homecoming and senior day my senior year. Oh well, it is what it is. I mean, I can remember that. Listen, it's okay to remember that stuff. Just don't let it define you. That's why I try and tell myself. I mean, listen. Now I'm starting to see why Binghamton had to forfeit their game in the playoffs last year, because Horseheads was actually supposed to play Binghamton during the playoffs, but that team is just so small. I don't think there's barely more than 25 kids on that team. And Lord, I mean, not to make it sound bad, but what happened? I mean, once upon a time, Binghamton was actually one of the schools I was least looking forward to dealing with the most in any sport I played. I mean, my freshman year, they won the section. They were so tough, it made one of our players say to the coach, I can't do anything, he's too strong. What happened? I mean, again, we lost to them my senior year. And we lost to them in the sectional semifinal my senior year. So, yeah. Binghamton is a bigger city than, Vestal and Union Endicott combined almost. How do they have such a small roster? Does no one want to play on that team? I mean, listen, I'm sure years from now I'll probably be eating my words on this. Not that I'm saying anything bad. I really don't mean to say anything bad by it, because for all intents and purposes, I'm absolutely positive that Binghamton has solid athletes on that team. But Horseheads just outclassed them in every way. That's what happened. I mean, listen, every now and again there's going to be a year where one team in the section just frankly outclasses everybody. I mean, Union Endicott did that a bunch of times back in my day. Actually, my sophomore year was supposed to be Vestal, but Union Endicott upset them in the final, which was crazy. They shocked the world. I don't think I ever shared this story, but my sophomore year, Vestal's team, for those of you who don't already know how football works, there's essentially 22 starters on a team. There's 11 people on offense and 11 people on defense. Now, more often than not, especially in the high school levels, you're going to see players that play on both sides of the ball. But Vestal, my sophomore year, had a team that was had 22 starters, and out of those 22 starters, 21 of them were seniors. And the only person who wasn't was a safety, and he was a junior. Like, dude, no wonder why they were so good. I mean, that's actually another reason why varsity really is such a gigantic leap. Even when you're going from JV to varsity, it is a whole different level. And it is largely because the kids are older. I mean, every once in a while you'll have a kid, like back in my day, it was, actually I can't say his name, but number 33, if you know, you know, who will train so hard that he makes varsity as a freshman. But, dear Lord, it's just crazy how things change in only a couple of years. I mean, from the time that I've been paying attention to Horseheads sports, well, football especially, like, I dare say it's been a near complete 180 from what it was like when I was a kid. We never nearly had this much success. We never beat Corning. Well, actually, it was Corning East. We never beat Corning East. I mean, we could beat the Elmira teams, and Corning East was just so, good Lord, they were good. And, I mean, we had to fight tooth and nail just to beat even one of the teams from the Binghamton area, much less all three, Binghamton, Vestal, and Uniontown, of course. So it's just so crazy that, like, you know, once upon a time, Binghamton, that really, for all intents and purposes, is probably the biggest overall city in Section 4, arguably. And they have a team that small. Oh, no, my computer shut off. Hold on. Darn it. The thing's been acting weird lately. Oh, darn it. Hold on. Okay, let me try this. Okay, that's better. I guess I must have just had the thing upside down. Okay. So, while the computer is loading again, where I had my space at it, I mean, listen, 60-14, when I tell you that everybody in Horseheads got to play, everybody got to play. In fact, it was already like 47-0 at the end. Like, back in my day, if we were ever winning, again, this is to show you how great I was. I say that sarcastically, of course. Like, I wouldn't play until it was near the end of the game. Like, it's due to like several things, but yeah, that was what it was like back in my day. Like, the first half wasn't even over, and we're already winning like 40-something to nothing. That's insane. And now I'm actually kind of glad we had a game like this for senior night. And that's actually what makes things sad. I mean, I was going through a whole bunch of stuff back in my day, so, I mean, and frankly, I knew our team really wasn't going to do anything great, partly because I wasn't starting. But, point is, I knew we really weren't that great, so, you know, I remember us losing games like homecoming and senior day, but in hindsight, I don't really care. Last night definitely showed, like, basically a game like last night kind of reinvigorated, you know, my love for my alma mater. Not that I completely lost it, but like, you know, you can love something and it seems kind of like mundane, like it's going through a rut, and something can just happen and you're like, okay, this is what it's all about. This is what I want to see. This is, you know, like this is why I'm proud to be a Horseheads Blue Raider. You know, it's the same thing for Trinity Polling. You know, I'm still got my ring. Like, every time I hear something really great about Trinity Polling happen, it makes me like, this is why I'm glad that I'm a member of, that's why I'm a member of the Pride. You know, again, Pride, for those who don't know, they mean a group of lions. Yeah, Trinity Polling is a group, or technically we should be called the Lions, but you know, Pride is what they're called. Fun fact, originally we were called the Fighting Gentlemen. I guess, actually, why did they get rid of that? Well, you know, I think because fighting kind of has like a negative connotation to it, well, I suppose. And when you think about it, it does seem kind of contradictory. A gentleman who fights, I mean, that, it does seem kind of contradictory. It does seem kind of contradictory when I say it out loud, doesn't it? Okay, so full stop, I actually had the stats from the game up, which, I mean, there is a lot to go over, and unfortunately the computer shut down for some reason. So, I mean, hold on, if I can, okay. Number 12, 3 touchdowns, and ran for 1 more. Let's see. Number 9, had a touchdown run. And, number 11 had a touchdown pass. Hold on. Number 33, another touchdown run. And he was passed too for a touchdown. 88, also had a touchdown run. Let's see. Number 9 ran for 76 yards on 4 carries. Hold on. All right. Number 2 ran for 46 yards. Number 6 also ran for 46 yards. 33 ran for 43 yards. 12 ran for 35, and 11 ran for 23. And if I can find it, 45 ran for 35 yards. Number 30 ran for 12 yards. 24 ran for just 3 yards. Number 12, 8 for 10 for passing for 147 yards. And number 2 was 1 for 1 for 30 yards. Okay. There's a whole bunch of stuff to keep going. 88 had 5 catches for 56 yards. Number 11 had 2 grabs for 63. Number 1 had a 19-yard catch, and 33 had a 9-yard catch. Number 7, 3 tackles and a sack. Hold on. 55 had 2 tackles and a sack. Number 7 also blocked the punt. 33 had 9 tackles, and 34 had 5 tackles, and 45 had 4 tackles also. Yeah, a lot of people did really well. That's insane. So at this point, you're probably wondering who gets the Blue Hammer Award. Well, I know it sounds kind of cliche, and I know there's someone who's been commenting, seems like everyone's getting the glamour. Listen, I'm just naming the people who did well and stuff like that, but come on, man. It should be pretty obvious who gets this award. The seniors. For both football, cheerleading, and band, actually. Yeah, I'm sorry I never really give much love to the marching band in these videos, but they do good. They do. I mean, seriously, Horseheads marching band is awesome, dude. So they're gonna have like a show for family and friends tonight at 5:30. I have a prior commitment, but if I wasn't for that prior commitment, I would totally go. Like, that's how good they are. I mean, if the Raider Rumble I did at the beginning of this video is any indication, the cheerleaders always knock it out of the park. I'm like, yeah, I think, what is it, they got like third in the state last year? Oh, they can totally do it again. In fact, they could probably win the whole thing. Like, that's how good our cheering squad is. And I can't really talk about senior night, again, without having that. And I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but it is kind of sad. Because for a bunch of those kids, that's the last time they're going to be on that field for what they're supposed to do. You know, those senior kids in marching band, that's the last time they're going to perform on that field. In front of technically they'll perform in front of a crowd tonight, but in front of a crowd during a Friday night game, it's the last time those senior cheerleaders are going to be, cheering in front of a crowd at a Friday night game. Last time the football players play on a Friday night, at home. It's a lot to take in. Like, there is so much good, but also so much bad. Oh, not bad, but sadness, I suppose. It's a bunch of mixed feelings, is what it is. And I could definitely feel it in the air. Like, there are so many students who are with their parents, or some of those players, they have their parents for the senior night ceremony and stuff like that, and like, the amount of pride and, joy, but also the amount of, I can't believe these kids are all grown up now, so that's why I'm feeling sad. But it's a happy sad, it's a lot to take in. Frankly, I myself was an idiot for not seeing that my senior year, but then again, I've said this before, and again, I'll talk about this more in December. My time at Horseheads wasn't really the greatest, but, and I'm sorry to say that, football really didn't help much, but that's not to say it didn't give me anything. It did give me some things. And, for one thing, it gave me memories to talk about for these videos. It definitely gave me that. But on a serious note, to all the seniors, congratulations. I'm sure last night was probably a whirlwind of emotions for all of you, as it's your last time you're going to be at home. There's so much going through. I get it. There really is, since I've been coming back to since 2021, well, technically 2020, it was 2021, when I started really watching football again for Horseheads. With each passing year, more and more I see, that level of pride and joy that students have, that they get to their senior year and they're happy. And, sometimes you can sense that those kids are ready to go out and take on the world. Come on, let's get to graduation already, let's go. But there's definitely other kids that don't want it to go away for a bunch of reasons. Maybe they're just afraid of the unknown. Maybe going to college or the military or whatever it is they want to pursue is a big change, and change isn't necessarily easy. Sometimes it's not even good, but it has to be done. Or, again, when it comes to, college or the military, just leaving home, leaving your family. I mean, once upon a time when I was a kid, the idea of going to college, kind of terrified me. Because I didn't know I never knew it was funny. I was actually, no kidding, my first true impression of college came from an extremely goofy movie where, Max goes to college. I'm like, wait, they live there? And they're not with their mom and dad? What is this? That actually got the idea of not being around my mom and dad terrified me when I was a kid. But, look at me now. I'm living in an apartment on my own. Not to say I don't see my parents. I'm going to be seeing my parents after I go upload this video. So, whether it's for any of those reasons, or, maybe some of those seniors I gave the Blue Hammer Award to last night, wind up coming back to Horseheads someday to watch a homecoming game, or a senior, even if they're just there just to watch or support their alma mater. This definitely qualifies as it's not a goodbye. It's a see you later. And yeah, honestly, I felt nothing but love in that entire stadium last night. Love for my alma mater, Horseheads Blue Raiders. Love of football. Love of camaraderie, and, cheering, and, all sorts of everything that encompasses what the blue and white stand for. And again, it's nights like last night that make me so happy that even though my time at Horseheads wasn't the greatest, it makes me happy that I'm a Horseheads Blue Raider. It makes me happy that, I have, there are stories I tell some of those kids of back, I get to say back in my day. How crazy is that, man? Gosh. Man, seriously, for those of you who were at the game last night, if at any point during the game you didn't smile, there is something wrong with you. Because I'm pretty sure I was smiling the entire time I was there. But that's just my humble opinion. I hope you like this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very home this video for all of you guys watching. It's your name. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday. And remember, for you guys want to talk to him, we're here to lend you. Always be back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby. And now I think Horseheads plays Vestal next week at Vestal. Oh, actually, they play Weagle, then they play Vestal. Well, well, actually, it is their last home game. I'm actually glad it was, because it was an awesome night. Go Raiders.